Yeah.
Hit that intro, Mike.
Hold on a second. Let me put this on the side.
This guy checking his phone.
Put it on the side.
It's on the bar right. Oh yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
It's been going in the beers.
Yeah, there you go.
1, 2, 3, action.
Ronald Weasley. It's Levier Saul. Oh, Levier Saul.
Well, R.I.P. to Alan Rickman.
Bring on Levier Saul.
I'm doing the intro now.
You swish and flick your wand.
I'm doing the intro right now.
Bring on your saw.
I said I'm doing the intro.
Expected petroleum.
Good afternoon.
When's the new one coming out?
Good evening. Good night. Good morning.
With Albus Dumbledore.
This is the type of news. I'm Dutch Pyramid.
Snape. Severus Snape. Severus Snape. Dumbledore. Hey everybody, welcome to Inside Type Body. I'm Bruce Robinson, and this is Dutch Pyramid. I think that's the first time I've ever actually done the intro.
I said the intro, man.
All right, what we talking about? What are we talking about today? We are discussing some pleas for political interference, sir.
Dr. Ewart.
I thought you were about to say Doctor.
No. I honestly, here's the thing. We haven't discussed or mentioned Dr. Brown in so long.
He's been laying low for a while.
Yeah, and despite his long lineage of
Crap.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Bronze, you saw the Uyghurs got citizenship?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how to feel about that.
That the Uyghurs got citizenship after being there for what, like 10 years?
And there's some people that's been.
And we got Portuguese people that have been here for generations and generations.
And still haven't got.
We got Portuguese families that came over before the slave families came over, and they still ain't got citizenship.
And then you gave it to them, and
They might have been the ones driving the slave ships. Now that I think about it,
And
Portuguese
Sam
people
did the same.
famous slavers.
he never even asked us. So. I mean, I don't think they got. Didn't they get British citizenship?
Then they got overseas territory citizenship,
Yeah.
which means Bermudian citizenship.
Technically. Yeah, but I mean, I doubt they would have. Either way.
Either way, I guess they found a pathway to status. You can't see this in my glasses, but I'm winking right now.
Mr. Dr. Ewart Brown has asked for the PLP to politically interfere regarding the OBA's decision to cut medical fees for scanning. He is asking the PLP, more specifically MP Kim Wilson, to interfere and raise the prices back to where they were originally. So here's my issue with it. We have this society where we scream bloody murder when we're not supposed to. And when we should scream bloody murder, we don't. And it's a case here where you have a man who, yes, he is a successful black man.
Very successful, extremely successful.
Yes. And does anybody want to see a successful black man torn down? No. However, the PLP walks a very fine line with this friends and family benefit plan that they have going on. And I understand that, yes, they've been relatively good as of late, but I feel like they still have one step uncle that they just can't kick out of the house. He is just coming over for dinner and no one's invited him, and he is still giving advice to the children when nobody wants it. And it's like, it's time for you to move on. You know, it's like you tarnish the PLP's record with this plea. It's a reason why Minister Wilson hasn't answered you. And if she has, it's a reason why she hasn't upped the fees. Because she's not crazy.
And she's not stupid.
Yeah, what the heck? Like,
you can be crazy and smart. Minister Wilson is not stupid. She has proven time and time. Wow. I'm saying nice things about the minister.
bless her heart.
Is Jesus coming back?
she's doing alright.
I see him in the sky. Superman's with him. Oh no, that's Goku.
Listen.
Oh hail the Prince of All Saiyans.
We're gonna pull up.
Wouldn't Vegeta be the king of all Saiyans?
We're gonna pull up the.
If King Vegeta died?
Specifics.
Would that make sense?
Yeah, would it make sense if you need a medical scan, I chop you in your neck?
Well, being that the fees are going up, maybe not.
They ain't going up.
Thank you, Minister Wilson.
So, I wanted to get the exact number here, but cabinet approved financial agreement of $600,000 taxpayer money was paid to Brown to compensate his
right
losses.
the wrongs done by the OBA.
Yeah, but I'm saying
I kind of wish I was screwed over by the OBA. They give me actually I was screwed over by the OBA. Why did you give me $600,000?
But
I'll kick me out of my house.
I'm trying to say $600,000 for his losses December.
Maybe they should give my father $600,000 for his damages done by the OBA to right the wrongs. Wouldn't that be nice?
Well,
wouldn't that be something?
Whose wrongs are they righting it?
Well, if they're righting wrongs that the government did, then all of us should get some money.
Well, here's the thing. So, on the premise that
$600,000
as
is a lot of
a
money.
private enterprise, you are asking the government to appeal in something that is private.
After getting $600,000.
And you're asking the government to basically rewrite a government policy around you. Now, we have a sugar tax coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And this sugar tax has been cited to be extremely detrimental to at least 3 companies, not just one. These 3 companies have spoke out against the sugar tax, and it has still been pushed forward. My question is should these companies follow Dr. Brown's leadership and just threaten to sue the PLP?
I think they should.
Because if you're going to compensate the losses of one private enterprise simply because you have ties with him, because of course he used to be the leader of your party, why can't you then compensate these folks who are going to lose money as well?
Because, I mean, it would beg the question, if another party, doubtfully the OBA, if another party wins the next election, well...
I'm sorry, yeah. Just very
if another party wins the next election and the sugar tax goes through, are they going to have to then pay sanctions to the 3 companies hit by the sugar tax? Because if we're going around compensating companies that have been hit by government policies, then...
Why stop at Brown?
Why stop at Brown?
Pay everybody. And you paid $600,000 of taxpayers' money.
Taxpayers' dollars. That's our money that paid this man. And... Now that just says that's very questionable about Dr. Braun, because you already got. Wait, no, wasn't it more than just $600,000?
What I'm trying to say is, right, is that Douglas Darius took a hit, and OBA was in power right now, and Douglas Darius took a hit of $600,000, and they said to the OBA, I need you to right the wrong of the PLP who was in power previously, and the OBA paid out $600,000 in taxpayers'
to a
money.
man that already has money,
To a rich, wealthy man, because both him and you are wealthy already.
and have successful businesses that are still operating in spite of the sanctions taken against them.
I feel as though the country would have burst into flames. I feel like...
But no. You have to go a step further. But it would be if Michael Dunkley asked for to get paid back for the $600,000 he lost, and then asked if he could up the price of milk and soda and the chips and stuff that Dunkley's brings in.
I'm sorry.
Let me tell you something. He would get lynched.
Yeah.
Like black people would string him up by a tree, some strange fruit type of thing, just with a white guy. If that's what would happen, if that was allowed by the government, people would riot in the streets saying, "How dare you pay that rich white man all this money after he's already successful?" It makes no sense.
Especially after he's already received government grants of over $400,000. And that's
$600,000.
Well, yeah, he's gotten government grants for both his clinics.
Well, it was $120,000 and there was $480,000 respectively.
So if you're telling me that the OBA was handing out government grants to Douglas Darius, I'm sorry. I understand that
It's insane.
you guys support the party. I understand that, and I don't knock you for your belief system, but you have to admit that this is ridiculous.
Well, this has nothing to do with the party. This is all. Well, yeah, okay, yes, it does. But I was thinking more broad, asking about more money after he already got money.
Well, kudos to the PLP for saying nah. Pretty much. They pretty much like no. But they then turned around and still gave him
$600,000.
Yeah, so it's almost like, hush, child. Here, take this instead. Put a binky in his mouth. You know what I mean? It's like,
Hey, Christopher Famous wrote an article about us a couple years ago called "It's Not That Type of Party." Why don't you give us a couple $100,000? That really was detrimental to our image. We really lost a lot of sales over that. Or Auntie Laverne and her crony said something negative about us and then decided to say the exact same thing that we said on the video on public, that acting like it wasn't our idea from jump. I think that we should get something about that. What else? We told Minister Simmons that, hey, why don't you find some form of compromise? And then the next day he say, hey, we found some ways to compromise. Where's our sanctions, bruh? Where's my $600,000?
I could buy a nice camera at $600.
I could buy a damn good camera with $600,000.
Oh, well, I mean, $6,000 would even be nice.
$6,000 would be nice. Yeah, yeah.
$600.
See, we don't need 600. You can remove us there. We'll be happy with 6.
Yeah, what is going on? And the thing is,
But no, it has to be a $600,000 payment for you, and then $120 payment for me, respectively. It has to be 2, so we can make sure that we get everything done.
Okay.
And after that, we're gonna make sure that we charge to watch It's That Type of Party.
That's right, we'll go up the feet.
We're gonna charge $25 a show. How about that?
Because if private citizens can do that, we can too. So.
Glory, hallelujah.
But I'm trying
Praise
to figure
Black
out,
Jesus.
what's getting me right now is that we now are in a state, in a country, where because somebody is well recognized in a party that is supported by the majority, that they can come out and basically blatantly ask for a conflict of interest in our official newspaper. This is printed in our official. This is some Donald Trump stuff. It is printed in our official newspaper.
Should we
that
rescind
he is asking for the party that he used to head, the party that he is probably still a member of,
Yes.
to politically
I think so.
interfere,
Don't quote me
to
on that.
reverse government policy, to fatten his own pockets.
That are already pretty fat.
Because it can be for the people, because the people are getting medical scans and they're getting it cheaper than they ever have.
Now, my argument would what the OBA did be considered as better for the average Bermudian? Because if you need a scan now that it's cheaper, it's still an expensive medical procedure even after the price reductions. So, and insurance doesn't cover all of it, I believe. It might if you've got some damn good insurance, but if you don't,
And we will say, to play devil's advocate, that you can say that the argument that he was targeted does have.
I am in no way disputing that. I am in no way. I would even argue saying that this was probably done to target Dr. Ewart Brown. But I'm thinking of this from the perspective of the average everyday Bermudian, not these politicians that already have fat ass pockets that are asking to get even fatter pockets. What I'm saying is, for a regular person that needs a medical scan, this is better for them.
And what I'm
Which is-
not getting is, how can you have the goal, the audacity, to go to the World Gazette and have it printed?
Well, he did have the audacity to bring a few foreign members in from Guantanamo Bay that just got citizenship under the nose of everybody without telling everybody.
And bring the wrath of China up
And
on us
then,
in the UK.
and then just told everybody, get over it. Actually, you know what? I think we should rescind Lieutenant Colonel David Blump, and we should give that title to Dr. Ewart Blump. No, yeah. His name.
Well, why don't we just call them the Blunt Brothers?
The Blump Brothers? Yes, I like
Because
these
one of
t-shirts
them
with
goes
that.
out here and says incredulous things and decides to show up to political things in khakis, and the other one
And the scoopy rings.
wears a suit but does retarded things like blatantly asks for conflict of interest and corruption and collusion in the Royal Gazette and daily newspaper that we all can read and see. Basically saying, you guys ain't gonna do nothing about it. That's what he said.
That's literally what he said. For lack of a better explanation, that's what he
It's
said.
a huge conflict of interest. It's collusion. That is illegal. That is illegal. He's asking the government to do something illegal, to rewrite government policy to suit him. That is ridiculous. I can read about this in the paper right now. Like, I can't understand how this is happening right. I can't. How is this being allowed? I have to ask, like, I want people to comment on her video. Do you love Ewart Brown this much? Do you really love him? Like, is he such a phenomenal man that he can blatantly ask for corruption within our government?
Well,
Straight up. On
You
the
know-
newspaper.
Mike Fay said this to me one day.
No, Jesus.
And it holds so. I use this quote a lot because it holds so much credence. He said, "It doesn't matter if there's a foot up your ass. It only matters if it's a white one. You're always gonna have a foot stuck up your ass, but it's only a problem when it's a white one." But the thing is it wrong?
We're gonna die. But there.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong, apparently. Because if anyone.
But if he doesn't like that, then Mike can just hide back behind.
Even,
the
actually, I will go as far as to say, like, I would use the equivalency of another black man. If Bob the Builder,
bless his heart.
if
That
he,
man is a national treasure.
as the ex-minister of finance, went to the OBA and pleaded this same case, he would receive no quarter no quarter from the general public because he was a member of the white party, the OBA, sorry.
You got it right the first time.
Yeah, but because of that, we even shun our own people as sellouts. But here's a man that's basically saying, I want you to pay more so I can live, even though I'm rich. But just because I'm not as rich as the white man, it's okay.
Do we even know that? It's not public knowledge how rich either these guys are. I mean, we can assume, we can make guesstimates, but I mean, frankly, we don't know how rich they are.
I'm gonna be like Hillary. No, I want to see the taxes.
But we just know that they have fat pockets and 95% of us.
Just like Hillary told Trump, register. I want to see the tax return.
And then Trump said, listen, how about you figure out what's going on in Benghazi?
Yeah, she figured that out.
I'm not going to John McCain. No. A bit of a sideline. How much do you have to piss someone off that in their dying will it says, don't come to my funeral? I'm going to do that. I'm going to have a long list.
I'm just trying to listen.
Okay, back to Bermuda now.
Yeah. We as a people, we have to put party second and people first. I don't care what party you're a part of. It has to be people first.
You know,
you can't let somebody make a mockery of us as the general public by asking for corruption in broad daylight.
Not even broad daylight, on the broad newspaper. It don't even matter what day or what time of day you're looking at it. Like,
the man,
it oozes stupidity.
He has been paid over $1 million.
More than that.
In our money already. Between government grants and that payment. That's over $1 million of taxpayer money. And the schools had to wait to get fixed.
Our schools still have mold in them, but we're giving Braun.
Nope, they'll be ready by September. Yeah, John Urbane said that. Yeah, they were ready by September. Yeah.
September's tomorrow. Are they ready? Are they ready? Let me tell you something. If there is 1 ounce of mold in those schools, you failed.
John Urbane said they'd be ready. I believe him.
Ewart Brown talks a lot of shit, but we're gonna move on from there. He is my least favorite minister, the second least favorite minister. So kind of bumps on.
I am surprised that Minister Jamal has gone up in the rankings.
Oh no! I'm cool with Jamal now. I'm very happy with him. Jamal, Minister Wilson, Minister Cairns, even Minister Burke, but Premier Burke. All of you lot are just going up and just Don comes from man.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, he was always just Don.
He talks just as condescendingly as
with his ridiculous bow ties.
He has the same kind of condescending speech, but
Burke can actually back up what he speaks.
David Burke and him is, it's actually worth listening to David Burke too. But like, you can't be, because David Burke speaks very condescending.
This is the thing. David Burke's an ass, but that's kind of why I like him.
Yeah,
I kind of like that about him.
No, the premier of our country has impressed me as of late. But
yeah, either way,
I will say that he is pretty much all the condescending with none the flash. So it's like,
if you're gonna be it's like Rick. Rick's condescending, but Rick is smart.
Which Rick?
The Rick is Rick.
Oh, Mr. Olsen?
No.
Oh.
Rick Sanchez.
Oh, okay. Because you called him the Rick is Rick once.
Oh, right. I did call him the Rick is Rick.
Keep up with your references.
Sorry, I meant Rick from Rick and Morty.
Never get a
Listen,
t-shirt.
Morty.
That's why you don't get a t-shirt.
No, listen.
Can't keep up with your references.
Just shut up, Morty. Just shut up. Just finish the show, Morty. Okay? Just gonna. Did you guys get that reference? Kudos to you. However, moving on. A very, very boisterous PLP supporter made this analogy to me. Because he was always coming to me as if I was OBA. Like, oh, you OBA people. I'm like, I'm not OBA. I'm just me. I'm not anybody. He's, oh, you're not on the OBA side? And I ran the Lord of the Rings line. I said, I'm not on anybody's side because nobody's on my side. Mm-hmm. However, he made the analogy that supporting the PLP and the OBA is like supporting sports teams. And I'm like, okay, so if your sports team got rid of all of its star players and like bought new ones on, you still support? He's like, yes. So if your sports team started losing constantly, would you still support them? Yes. So we support them when they're doing bad, we support them when they're doing good, and we support them when they get rid of our favorite players. I'm like, that is the single stupidest thing I have ever heard in my entire life. But the problem is, he's absolutely right. He is absolutely right, because OBA supporters will support the OBA because it's more convenient for them, and they will not change their thoughts to support anything else that aligns with their belief system. The PLP supporters will do the exact same thing. Will fight for the PLP while they're sitting there taking money out of your pocket, sitting there giving people who don't need it unnecessary amounts of money. Like, they will, like, no matter how much shady stuff the OBA does, the OBA supporters will do it. No matter how much money the PLP takes, the PLP supporters will do it. Because not everybody, but most people that support these parties are too stupid to think for themselves.
Ignorant.
Stupid.
You stupid.
No, I'm the smart one. And I understand that sounds harsh, but you need to understand, when you vote on policies, no, you don't vote on policies. When you're voting for people simply because they're playing for your team and not understanding what their policies are. Like, there was a girl who had proposed to her girlfriend, and she said, "Oh, I can't wait for the PLP to win." I'm like, you do realize you're taking away gay marriage, right?
But this is the thing.
It's stupid.
It's people over politics.
Exactly.
That's what it has to be. You have to say people over party.
And when it does become that people vote on policy rather than party, then that will definitely encourage our politicians to do better.
Because do you really think that everyone sitting in these parties agrees with every single decision the parties made? Like, do you really believe that the Westminster system allows, like, somebody's independent thought to win the day? Like, it has to be a majority vote. Always is. So it's like, for somebody to blanket support the PLP, man, you have crooks over there, and you have crooks in the OBA, but you have good people on both sides.
There's a lot.
Like, voted people. If you voted people over party, then you'd understand that it's like people in the OBA that probably agree with a lot of things the PLP is doing, and there's people in the PLP that probably not necessarily agree with everything that the PLP is currently doing, and maybe agree with some OBA policies. That's why you see now that the PLP hasn't exactly repealed the OBA policies like they said they would. In fact, some have stuck around.
Which is why we're saying that some of these ministers are starting to get better, because we're like, look, like, you lot of really wise, okay, not wisening up. I think that they were always smart. It's just now that we actually see what they're doing.
Yeah, you can't expect for an entire party's ideology to define every member of the party.
This is what I'm saying.
It's like the ideology is twisted and sometimes changes on each leader, but it's some people that still stick to their personal morals within there. Yeah. It's like you call a black person a sellout for joining OBA, but they might have joined to do what they could for the black community. You don't know what they're doing. In fact, we still haven't come to grasp with the fact that the OBA employs most of the black community. So, yeah, I'm like, it comes down to, okay, it's some people in each party that you're like, ugh. But it's like, you don't vote for them because they're in that party. If your party loses the election because you didn't like your constituent, that's fine. Because you didn't vote an a-hole into parliament just because he was in the PLP or the OBA. You voted for somebody that you actually believed in.
I mean, there's good apples and there's bad apples. I mean, you've got Colonel Blum, and then I cannot believe these words are coming out of my mouth, but then you've got Mr. Simmons, who's doing a good job.
Which one's that?
Jamal?
No, he needs to fix the relationship with the BTA, fix the Gaming Commission,
no, but
and then he'll do
compared to when we started with him versus now.
No, he still took a strike because he went back on the BTA.
I'm not saying his off the burner.
No, he ain't. He's still frying in my book.
But the temperature's going down a little bit. A lot. Yeah, that's fair.
At least it's compromising.
Yes.
At least it's compromising. I give him that. So I'll take him off the burner. I'll put him on the cooler.
But look, we're giving Braun enough money.
Too much.
Too much.
And he has enough.
Matter of fact, we still don't know where all this money came from. But we're not going to talk about that because we don't want to get sued.
Slander, and we are not going to slander Dr. Brown.
No, but we are going to talk about how greedy he is by asking for more money after he already just got a heap of money.
Yeah, so we'll leave it up to you.
That's not slander. That's the truth.
And it's in Royal Gazette, so it's public knowledge.
Glory, hallelujah. Come on.
Yeah, so we'll leave it up to you guys to decide. But we just really want you to kind of take off the visors of party and look at what's actually being printed here.
Oh, better yet,
what is being
run a damn brain.
Everybody has a brain.
No, not everybody has a brain.
Everyone has a brain.
See, we have robots and then we have people. Stop becoming people.
Robot can't cry.
Robots do what they're told.
They don't like that word.
What, the shit?
No, the sheep.
Sheep?
They don't like that word.
Well, sheep.
Heard them on there. I'm just kidding. Either way, wrap this up, Trey, because you're getting me to say, oh. See, look, you're messing me up and dropping you in there. Wrap this up, Bruce. Okay? You got me all messed up in there, calling people stupid and telling people they don't have brains. I don't subscribe to that.
No, I called them stupid and I said they didn't have brains. Remember, I'm the rude one and you're the respectful one with the points.
So you're telling people that they should do what we asked them to do for us too and separate us.
No, we still say the same thing. It's just our delivery is different. Isn't that what we explained to Aunt Cheryl when she was going off on us?
Bless on Cheryl.
Bless. Oh no, bless Aunt Cheryl because she's saying the exact same things we're saying now.
I see you, girl. Turn this camera off. It's for this type of news I'm done.